good. These doctors need to be held accountable for what they did.
More than 6 months after searching for answers with the investigative unit, Marlena Velasquez is reacting to a bill introduced in Congress this month to criminalize what her mother's fertility doctor did to her family.
Okay, if you've ever done one of those at-home DNA tests, imagine...
In our earlier reports, we told you Velasquez took an ancestry DNA test and found out her biological father is actually her mother's OBGYN.
And I looked at it, I was like, oh my God.
We tracked down the now retired San Leandro doctor. He told us over the phone he used his own sperm in her mother's procedure when the sperm donor didn't show up. He said he didn't tell her parents, and now, more than 40 years later, he regrets it. We found he did this at least 2 other times, including to conceive Velasquez's sister.
I think that's absurd. If the physician truly wanted to help his patient, he would have granted consent to that patient before he moved forward. And because he did not, I think that he should be prosecuted.
Representative Stephanie Bice from Oklahoma says her bill was inspired by cases like Velasquez's and many others highlighted in the Netflix documentary Our Father.
I was 35 and I take a DNA test.
Maybe the more egregious part was that there was no recourse.
That lack of recourse has more than frustrated Velasquez.
I honestly wish I didn't know. I wish I can go back and not do the DNA test. And I regret ever finding out because all it did was make me mad.
Currently, there are only 11 states that actually have some sort of statute on the books.
California has Penal Code 367G, which makes it a crime for anyone to implant sperm, ova, or embryos through assisted reproduction without consent of the recipient. The problem is the statute of limitations is 3 years from the act. The vast majority of fertility fraud victims, especially the children, don't find out until decades later through DNA testing.
If passed, what would your bill do?
One of the most important pieces of it is allows for the statute of limitations to begin once the victim realizes that they have been a victim of fertility fraud.
Bice's bill would also codify fertility fraud as a federal sexual abuse crime with a maximum imprisonment of 10 years. And it would allow judges to order restitution for victims. If the bill is signed into law, it wouldn't be retroactive for criminal prosecution, so it wouldn't directly impact Velasquez. But maybe it will help someone in the future, she says.
If anything comes of what I did, I hope a law like this comes into effect. It'll make what I did somewhat worth it.
In our reporting, we learned about more than 300 doctor-donor cases nationwide involving other physicians. Congresswoman Bice says only 15% of the population has taken DNA tests, meaning the actual number of cases is likely much higher. With the investigative unit, Candice Nguyen, NBC Bay Area News.
Candice, thank you. If you want to watch Candice's earlier investigations where she digs into a local case and hundreds of others nationwide, we've posted it at our website, nbcbayarea.com/fertilitydeception.